reach the top somehow. I'll keep moving on. I won't stop now. I'll keep moving on till I reach the top somehow. I'll keep moving on. I won't stop now. I'll keep moving on till I reach the top somehow. I'll keep moving on.
Oh yes, my Straight Talk family, you hear that theme song and you ought to know by now it signals that it's time for another edition of Straight Talk, and time for me to say greetings to the entire world. As we are on the World Wide Web, we reach and we communicate with you all over the globe, from right here in the beautiful federation of two islands and one lovely paradise called St. Kitts and Nevis. So I must say, first of all, a very pleasant night to St. Kitts and Nevis and to the entire Caribbean region. I say greetings again to the globe, because we reach and touch the Kittitian, Nevisian, and Caribbean diaspora all around the world. And I know that some of you are in Africa. There's some of you in Europe. There's some of you in Asia. And there are a whole lot of you all over North America. So I am at liberty to say good night. I can say good morning, and I will also say good afternoon, because one of such greetings will be applicable to the region in which you now find yourselves. And many of you continue to share the link, and we are eternally grateful for that. And I want to say thank you and welcome first-timers, because we do get first-timers each time around. And for the first-timers, may I inform you that Straight Talk is a public service program that facilitates and promotes free, underline free expression on all issues of national interest, be they legal, be they environmental, be they technological, social, economic, and on our political issues, I should say. On this program, we try as well to raise the level of national, regional, and international discourse. We try to raise the level of national, regional, and international consciousness by alerting all of our people to their rights, to their responsibilities, and certainly to their obligations. My name is Ian Pattis Liburd, and I give Almighty God thanks for blessing me with yet another opportunity to join you on yet another occasion. And as your host, I continue to pledge to remain an untiring advocate of truthfulness. And I'm minded at all times by an excerpt from a favorite of mine, written by Thomas Jackson and Franz Joseph Haydn. And it goes something like this: we are called to be God's prophets, speaking for the truth and right, standing firm for godly justice, bringing those evil things to light. So let us seek the courage needed, our high calling to fulfill, that we all may know the blessing of the doing of God's will. My Straight Dog family, and especially for the first timers, I can assure you that absolutely nothing is watered down on this program. We never try to make it more interesting, neither by omission or through exaggeration. And Straight Talk is not about sensationalism or creating excitement, especially when it comes to accuracy. We lean on the facts, and I can assure you it continues to be my bounden duty to present what I call the unvarnished truth, the plain truth, especially when it comes to governance, integrity, and accountability, not only here in St. Kitts and Nevis, but wherever we are, because this program joins us together with people across the Federation. We are joined with people in the diaspora all around the world. And my Straight Dog family, we always anticipate that we will have diversity in views. We entertain that because we all are different people, we come with different views, and some will agree with the positions of truth that are advanced each time on Straight Talk, and that's fine. But what will sadden me, I must add each time, is if we ever start to become disagreeable. So let's thank Almighty God in the meanwhile, nonetheless, for helping us to understand, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Let us therefore hope and pray for the day when we will all sing His praise together. So welcome again, my people, and thanks to those, as I said, who continue to share the link. Remember, you bring us first-timers, and we are happy you do so. Please to continue to do so. I must always also remind you that Straight Talk is a participative program. By that I mean we entertain, we include your calls, we include your emails. And if you're so minded calling, the numbers are on your monitors, my Straight Talk family. 663, for those who say that to find, 6672 or 646-829-6672. That's an overseas number. There's some of you who like what I call the cloak of anonymity. So we give you access via our Straight Talk platform. And that email address is Straight Talk Patches. That's one word, STRAIGHTTALK PATCHES at gmail.com. So that's for those who like what I call, as I said, the cloak of anonymity. And those who have access to Alexa, all you have to do is say, Alexa, play Massive Vibes Radio. We thank the owner for giving us access at a modest cost, a very modest cost, and we are grateful for that. And for those who continue to make donations, please don't you stop to support our efforts here on Straight Talk. For that, I say a big, big thank you. I can reassure you that your contribution, your donations help us to continue this important service. It's a public service, yes. Public service to our people, especially those in the diaspora who hear so much fake news on social media and all over. We bring you the facts. So continue to donate. And for those who want to donate, have never donated, there's a code on your screen. Scan it. Very simple process. And you'll access a form, and it will take you to the end in a matter of minutes, 1 minute or 2 minutes, I believe. But thank you again for your support and for helping us to keep the dialogue alive. We must as well hail our junior brigade. Straight Talk has a junior brigade. We have a new lady online, Jackie. Welcome. Young Dwayne, Tristan, Shama, Kevin, Rue, Jamal, Travis, Travon, Saraya, and my grandson Neymar. And I must hail as well that special lady in St. Louis. So my Straight Talk family, welcome again to yet another edition of Straight Talk. And for those who have joined us for the first time, Straight Talk is heard every Monday and Thursday from 8 to 10 in the PM. We normally have, I should say, our observations in review, which is a time when we highlight the current issues, we do some reflection, we ask some questions. What was accomplished, for example, how it helped others, what changed since, and what is expected next, and most importantly, what we have learned as a people, because it's a learning process. And after our observations and review, we will begin our thesis. We normally have a thesis each time. And my thesis tonight is titled, Time to Fight for Our Land, Our Legacy, and Our Future. So please don't change the platform, don't change your link, spread the word. But Straight Talk is live on social media, YouTube, Facebook, and Alexa. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, we are live. Our first observation relates to some recent news coming out of the State Department. And we will learn that the State Department revoked the visa of the Minister of Finance from Grenada, Mr. Dennis, the Honorable Dennis Cornwall. We understand the measure stems from policy, expanding restrictions on officials and immediate family linked to Cuba's medical missions and amid forced labor concerns. And this move complicates or has created some complication for Grenada's attendance at the IMF and World Bank meetings, which I believe are going on in Washington, and affects their healthcare corporation. So my Straight Talk, Marco Rubio is not making any jokes about this Cuba labor issues as it relates to the medical doctors that are in our countries, even in St. Kitts and Nevis. But we understand that in our case, the matter has been clarified. In our second observation, as you would no doubt understand and observe, that a lot of focus recently has been on land issues in St. Kitts and Nevis. And I heard a commentary just recently by the gentleman I call Gada. I think we know by now who is Gada. And Gada went back as far as the 1980s, but for some reason omitted 1995, or the period between 1995 and 2008, when Gada served in the Denzel Douglas administration. And not only served in the Denzel Douglas government, but he signed a multi-million-dollar agreement for the La Valley project. La Valley has popped up in our discussions, in the debates in recent time, because of the land issues, like I said, that are being discussed at the time. And no minister signs agreements like this one. And you can glean from your monitors or from your screens that Gada signed this memorandum of agreement. You see his signature to the top there as minister with responsibility for Frigate Bay Development Corporation. And in fact, Minister of Tourism that is responsible for the Frigate Bay Development Corporation. To date, my Straight Dog family, there has been no accountability whatsoever, as all Gada has been prepared to say is he does not remember. And I bring back this to you to jog your memories, because we have to keep everybody honest. He said this, remember.
Apparently, he wants me to explain to the nation why I, as a minister, signed an agreement. Well, it seems as though he wants me to explain why I signed. I'm told that he said he's not accusing anybody of bubble, but that he was just asking, where's the money? That's what I'm told, right? And I don't remember. But let me say what I have to say. I'm not saying it didn't happen.
Well, he cannot say it didn't happen. Like I said, you can glean from your screens that he signed the agreement as the Minister of Tourism, and in that position, he was responsible for the Frigate Bay Development Corporation. To date, we have not seen the golf course at Love Valley, and no one has told us where that money has gone, like $50 million or more. So I believe it is time for Gada to close this chapter with the truth and try to salvage some credibility and integrity, if he still has, or else he should just fade away and stop acting like the Pope with his rod of political correction as if he is holier than thou. But those are my observations for tonight, my Straight Dog family. And I, without hesitation, move into my thesis, which, as I intimated earlier, I have titled Time to Fight for Our Land, Our Legacy, and Our Future. And growing up, my Straight Dog family, and many of us grew up in Christian homes, but growing up in a Christian home, many of us learned the words of Ecclesiastes. To everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to love, and a time to hate. A time for war, and a time for peace. And today, as I look around our beloved St. Kitts and Nevis, this land we call home, I cannot help but ask, when will our time for peace come? When will our people know justice? When will our leaders see all citizens not through a lens of party colors, but as brothers and sisters under one flag? When, my Straight Dog family, will we live, or rather we live in a time where the politics of division, I believe, humbly speaking, has gone too far. A time when division, or when partisan loyalty is valued more than competence, and where support for the government seems to determine whether you eat or whether you go hungry. In this beautiful country, it often feels like there is no season for unity, only a constant climate of us versus them. And who suffers most from this? The people. The ordinary man on the street. The single mother trying to put food on the table. The youth filled with ambition, but shut out by a system that rewards only the connected. We say we are a democracy, but democracy without equality is no better than tyranny in disguise. It is a famous line sung by Peter Tosh that rings truer now than ever. Everyone is crying out for peace, and I quote here, but none is crying out for justice. I don't want no peace, said Peter Tosh. I need equal rights and justice. Because there will be no peace until there is equal opportunity. There will be no peace while some communities are left behind, while the wealth of our nation fills the pockets of a few and leaves the many poorer than before. As a citizen, I am tired, like you are, of empty promises. For 3 years, we have heard that projects are underway. For 3 years, we've been hearing this, my Straight Talk family.
So capital project, I will say, let me go through them for you, if you don't mind. Smart homes, on their way. Right, on the way. The hospital, on the way as well. The school, on the way as well. The solar plant or solar farm, on the way as well. There are some others I will mention, not yet, but they are definitely coming on the way. We have about 2 other major investments. One will be an agriculture major investment that will also come. We have an investment for the airport, that is advancing significantly as well. I'm saying that when, in the next few months, I'm almost certain that we'll run out of construction workers here.
Almost certain that we'll run out of construction workers. You've heard that 3 years ago. And we're tired of governments that enrich the few, silence the many, and divide our nation. Imagine our leader, Terence Michael Drew, standing on the side of a man who raped our economy. Imagine that, my Straight Talk family.
And I will never be upset with Darby. If you're a businessman and you could get a good deal, take it. This, of course, was skewing towards Darby, and I'm not upset with Darby. Because he's a businessman. Business people would always discuss stuff in their best interest.
Really, my people? But I also come before you with hope. In spite of what our Prime Minister thinks about those who rape our economy. He said, don't be mad with Darby. If Darby gets a deal, take it, he says. But there's hope. Hope that we can break this cycle. Hope that we can build a nation where policy is driven not by political debt, but by national duty. A nation where leadership is measured not by how many friends are rewarded, but by how many lives are uplifted. A nation where no one, no child, no farmer, no nurse, no teacher is left behind because of who they voted for. It is time to bring back decency into our politics. Time to restore fairness in our economy. Time to remember that government is not elected to rule, but government is elected to serve. My Straight Talk family, let us move forward. Not as Labour or PAM or PLP or CCM or NRP or any other party, but as Kititians and divisions bound by sheer struggles and united by a common future. That's the message I want to bring to you tonight. Let us remember there is a time for war and a time for peace. But now is the time for justice. Now is the time for equality. Now is the time for a new kind of leadership. One that serves all the people all the time. There comes a time in the life of every nation when silence becomes betrayal. That time for Senkis and Nevis is now. I told you recently that under the veil of sustainability legislation was passed that grants over 6 square miles of our ancestral land, not to the people, not to our diaspora eager to invest and return, but to a foreign billionaire, a private investor with deep pockets and powerful friends. They tell us it's about development. They tell us it's about progress. But when you peel back the rhetoric, what we see is exploitation wrapped in a red and blue ribbon. Let us be clear. This is not sustainable development. This is neo-colonialism, my straight dog family. Neo-colonialism, by another name, my straight dog family. That's what it is. They went to the parliament and they did this.
Question is that the bill shortly entitled Special Sustainability Zones Authorization Bill 2025 be read a third time and passed into law. Those in favor? Aye. Those against? The ayes have it.
A bill to authorize and empower the Prime Minister with approval of Cabinet and, if necessary, the Nevis Island Administration to enter into development agreements for the establishment of special sustainability zones on real property within St. Christopher and Nevis and to provide for related or incidental matters, otherwise known as the Special Sustainability Zones Authorization Bill 2025.
The bill shortly entitled Special Sustainability Zones Authorization Bill 2025 has been read a third time and passed into law.
Passed into law? How can a government that claims to serve the people now attempt to hand over our land, the very soil our ancestors toiled on, fought for, and died to protect, to someone who neither speaks our language, someone who doesn't know our culture, nor shares our dreams? Worse yet, private citizens, families, farmers, and landowners now face the looming threat of eminent domain. That means this government has a legal authority to take your land, your family's inheritance, not because it is for a public school or a hospital, but to resell it to a private investor under the banner of foreign direct investment. That is not public interest. That is legalized land grabbing. Let us not pretend this is about development. Development that displaces your own people, disrespects your diaspora, and degrades your sovereignty is not development at all. It is betrayal. And let's talk about our diaspora. Across the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, and beyond, thousands of proud Kittians and divisions have longed for the opportunity to return home, not to vote, return home to invest, to build, and to contribute to our economy. Many have reached out to the government with plans, with capital, with love for their homeland, only to be ignored, sidelined, and told to wait. And yet, one foreign billionaire gets the red carpet treatment. Our resources, our land, our future, to be handed over without question. No public consultation, no referendum, no transparency. Where is the justice in that? Where is the patriotism in that? We must now ask, whose interests are they truly being served by this administration of Terence Michael Drew and the NIA in Nevis? Is it the farmer, the small farmer in Keon, the teacher in Sandy Point, the youth in Gingerland with a dream and no opportunity? Or is it the billionaire developer whose face we have never seen, whose voice we have never heard, but who now will own more of our land than most of our own people, my Street Dog family? This moment demands clarity. It demands courage, and it demands resistance. We must say it loud and clear. Our land is not for sale. Our heritage is not for sale. Our people are not expendable. No legislation, no legal trick, no foreign handshake should ever override the sacred right of a people to control their own land, their own resources, and their own destiny. We do not oppose development. We oppose displacement. We do not oppose investment. We oppose injustice. We do not oppose foreigners. We oppose the betrayal of nationals in favor of foreign elites. We call on every citizen tonight to rise up, whether you are at home or abroad, and demand answers. Demand a full review of this land deal that's pending. Demand a halt to any use of eminent domain. Do not accept it if and whenever it comes. Eminent domain that benefits the rich and punishes the poor. Demand policies that empower our people, not push them aside. This is not just a political issue. This is a moral one. This is about who we are as a people and who we are willing to become. The land is our inheritance. The land is our power, and no government has the moral right to give it away without our consent. The people of St. Kitts and Nevis deserve better, and we will not be silent. The writing is on the wall, and we must not pretend we cannot see it. A dangerous precedent is being set, one where the wealth of our nation is auctioned off to the highest bidder, while the rightful heirs of this land are pushed to the margins. We are witnessing a betrayal of trust, a dismantling of sovereignty, and the slow erosion of our national dignity, all in the name of what they call sustainability. But make no mistake, my Street Dog family, this is not sustainable development. This is political treason disguised as progress. We cannot and must not stand by while our government surrenders 6 square miles of our sacred soil to a foreign billionaire, while our own people are told to wait their turn. We cannot sit silent while private land is threatened under the misuse of eminent domain, a weapon never meant to serve private property, or private profit, I should say. Enough is enough, my people. It is time to rise up. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. Now is the time to rise up. This is the moment to fight for what is ours, for our land, our legacy, and our future. We are not squatters in our own country. We are not spectators in our own democracy. We are not second-class citizens to foreign investors. We are the sons and daughters of this soil, and we will not be dispossessed. So let the word go out to every community, every village, every petition and division at home and in the diaspora. The time for passive acceptance is over. The time for organized, united, unapologetic resistance is now. We will challenge this deal. We will expose the deception. We will protect what belongs to us. We demand a government that serves the people, not the privileged. We demand a future where opportunity is shared, not sold. We demand leadership with vision, not vendorship to foreign capital. And we will fight politically, legally, and publicly until justice is done. Because this land, my people, is our birthright. This legacy is our inheritance. And this future is ours to build, not theirs to buy. Let them hear us loud and clear. We are not for sale. Our country is not for sale, and we will not back down. We will not back down, my Straight Dog family. But make no mistake, this is not sustainable development. This is, as I said before, political treason disguised as progress. We cannot and we must not stand by while our government attempts to surrender 6 square miles of our sacred soil to a foreign billionaire, while our own people are told to wait their turn. We cannot sit silent while private land is threatened under the misuse of eminent domain, a weapon never meant to serve private profit. It's time to rise up, my Street Dog family. The moment to fight for what is ours, our land, our legacy, our future is now. Let us not be turned into second-class citizens to foreign investors. We are the sons and daughters of this soil, and we will not be dispossessed. So let the word go out, spread it wide and far, all around the country, the region, and the world. Let me say in conclusion, my Straight Dog family, I came before you tonight not as a politician seeking favors, not as a voice of fear, but as a defender of truth, land, and legacy. Because what is unfolding before our very eyes is nothing short of modern-day colonialism, dressed up in billion-dollar suits, luxury developments, and sweet-sounding promises. They want us, my Straight Dog family, to believe this is progress. They call it foreign direct investment. But let us be clear. It is a land grab, and it is a betrayal. Imagine 20% of Nevis, yes, 6 square miles, 20% of Nevis, my Straight Dog family, 3,840 acres, 3,840 acres is being carved out for one man. This man, my Straight Dog family. This man, the plotting for this betrayal started, believe it or not, my Straight Dog family. The plotting for this betrayal started almost 1 year ago. And we always bring you the facts. They started to plot for this, I said, my Straight Dog family, nigh 1 year ago. Yes. Why, you may ask, I say that? Because look at this. 1 year ago, my Straight Dog family, they registered the South Nevis Limited Company, numbered 18 of 2024. You can find it in the register. Look at the shares, my Straight Dog family. Dated the 30th of July 2024. It was being planned all last year. 10,000 shares, my Straight Dog family. $1 per share. The only shareholder, the billionaire Oliver M.M. Johnson's. His address, 24th Avenue, Princess Grace, Monaco. Another principality. Monaco, there, a principality in France. This was certified only in January of 2025. But this plan was hatched in 2024 and perhaps before, my Straight Talk family. This building, we are told, is worth $190 billion. We don't know if that's accurate. It's been reliably rumored. But the Grenadian wife of the primer wants to buy your land at $100,000 per acre. Land that could command $5 million per acre. We have seen what happened in Christopher Harbour, the Christopher Harbour developments. That is scratch grain. That is selling our birthright for pennies on the dollar. This is not economic development, not an economic development deal. This is the creation of a private state within our nation, a principality, another Monaco in the Caribbean, in Nevis, my Straight Dog family. But instead of empowering the people of Nevis, it will reduce the people to gardeners, to maids and servants in the land of our ancestors. And we must ask, my Straight Dog family, why? Why is over 20% of Nevis being handed to one man? My Straight Dog family, one man. Why is land in the hands of the people being stripped for the profit of the powerful? Why is the wife of the primer herself a foreigner to Nevis? And I'm not trying to be insular here, but a foreigner from Grenada at the center of these transactions. Why is the wife of the primer a foreigner to Nevis from Grenada at the center of these transactions? Is this governance or influence peddling? Ask yourselves the question. Is this governance or influence peddling? Why are individuals being frightened by threats of land acquisition? That's what she did and been doing to many. If you don't sell, we will acquire. But my Straight Dog family, this is 2025. And we will not stand by while our island is sold out from beneath our feet. We see what happened, as I said before, in St. Kitts under Denzel Douglas. This is what happened under Denzel Douglas, my Straight Dog family.
When Christopher Harbour was created out of the Southeast Peninsula, where not even 1 square foot of land was owned by the government. When Christopher Harbour was created out of the Southeast Peninsula, where not even 1 square foot of land was owned by the government.
So false, my Straight Dog family. That's not true. Because Denzel Douglas himself used the power of the state to acquire land from a private citizen, Dr. Wycliffe Beard. And now, 854 acres, I think it was, acquired. That matter is still before the Privy Council. And now Mark Brantley wants to do worse than that. 3,840 acres from Long Point to Zion for less than the value of 1 acre in Christopher Harbour. What kind of arithmetic is that, Mark? Even the 6 farmers in Nevis don't understand the mathematics. This is not leadership. This is betrayal. Say to Mark and those behind the scheme, we are not for sale. Our land is not a gift for billionaires. We will not be tenants in our home. If you must sell, then sell at a value. Let the billionaire pay the real price. Let them pay what the land is worth, not what your backroom deals say it's worth. Better yet, don't sell at all. Invest in the people. Build up our agriculture, our tourism, our entrepreneurs. Because a foreign principality won't feed our children. A billionaire's estate won't pay our bills. And your private deals would only make you rich while we stay poor. This is a call to action tonight. Resist the creation of special zones. Reject the colonization of Nevis or Nevisian land. Reclaim our right to decide the future of our island. Let them know we are not afraid, we are not fooled, and we will not be silenced. Let them keep their fake titles and their shady deals. We have something they can never buy: pride, legacy, and people power. We fight not just for land, but for dignity, for sovereignty, for generations to come. St. Kitts and Nevis belongs to traditions and divisions, and we will not give them away. The time has come for us to stand firm, not just in protest, but in purpose. Our land is more than soil and stone. It is the foundation of our identity, the keeper of our history, and the inheritance of future generations. What we allow today, my Straight Dog family, will shape the Nevis of tomorrow. We cannot afford to trade away our legacy for temporary promises, or we cannot afford to be silent while others redraw the map of our island for private gain. It is time to fight, not with fear, but with courage, conviction, and unity. My Straight Dog family, as I close this thesis, what we try to do is to challenge this deal and expose this deception, and to protect what belongs to us. We demand a government that serves the people, not the privilege. We demand a future where opportunity is shared, not sold. We demand leadership with vision, and we will fight politically, legally, and publicly until justice is done. Let them hear us loud and clear. We are not for sale, my Straight Dog family. We are not for sale. Let us repeat it. We are not for sale, my people. And may the spirit of resistance and righteousness guide us forward. We must not pretend we cannot see. A dangerous precedent is set, I repeat. One with the wealth of our nation is auctioned off to the highest bidder, while the rightful heirs of this land are pushed to the margins. We are witnessing a betrayal of trust, a dismantling of sovereignty, and the slow erosion of our national dignity, my Straight Dog family. Let us ensure we stand as a people together. Unity, my Straight Dog family, it is strength. It's time to fight, not with fear, but with courage, conviction, and unity. This is our land, our legacy, and our future, and we must defend it together. We must stop this deal. Stop this company, my Straight Dog family. This one company that wants to take our land, South Nevis Limited, as it's registered. This billionaire Hansen wants to set up a principality like Monaco in France. And we say no. This is our land, this is our legacy and our future, and we must defend it. It's time to fight for our land, our legacy, and our future. And that's my story tonight, my Straight Dog family, and I am not going to change it. I will entertain your calls and your emails. And when I do so, momentarily, I anticipate that we will respect others. And of course, to achieve that, we must first respect ourselves. Let us try to be fair to all concerned, and let us try to build goodwill and better friendships. Let us, my Straight Dog family, as we say and do these things, let them hopefully be beneficial to all concerned. And in the process of saying and not doing these things, let's strive to build a kinder, gentler St. Kitts and Nevis. At 9 before the 9 o'clock hour, we go to the lines and say good night to our first caller. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Good night. Good night, Mr. Liburd.
Good night, my dear. And how are you tonight?
The fight, I am great. The fight for our land is at the core of our existence.
Is at the core of our existence. Mm-hmm.
Yes, as it has been for centuries.
As it has been for centuries.
Once it's gone, we are gone too.
Centuries. Once it's gone, we are gone too.
Yes. I repeat, the fight for our land is at the core of our existence, as it has been for centuries. Once it's gone, we are gone too. Have a great evening.
Have a great evening, my dear, and thank you very much for your quotations. So relevant, so important, so thought-provoking as well. The fight for our land is at the core of our existence, as it has been for centuries. Yes. Once it's gone, we are gone too. That's the quotation for the night, my Street Dog family. As we stand up for our right and for our land. We fight for our land, our legacy, and our future. We will not give up. We will not allow this one billionaire looks like a junkie, doesn't he? 1 billionaire, Oliver Johnson, who set up this company, registered in Nevis, the South Nevis Limited, wants to take all the land on the south coast of Nevis, 6 square miles of land. I think that works out to about 3,840 acres of land. It's going to make a principality in Nevis. My Street Dog family, this has to be resisted. Resisted with every bone in our body. Why this one man wants to take our land? He set up his company. Why he wants to take all of that land for us or from us, my Street Dog family? Caller, you're live. It's 6 before the 9 o'clock hour.
Yes, Patches, man. How you doing tonight, man? Good evening to you, man.
I am peaceful, my brother. Yourself?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, good evening to you and the listeners home and abroad. The saga continues.
Yes.
Yeah, let me just make it clear to all the people in St. Kitts and Nevis right now. Me personally, I'm not a politician.
You're not a what?
Yet. A politician.
Oh, politician, okay.
Yet. Let me throw that in behind. Okay, you never know where my future might go.
Yep.
Some weeks ago, somebody said they can't trust me, but guess what? I'm not the person to keep your eyes on. I'm not a politician on the ground. We see who we need to not trust. Finally, I hope that person who said that about me and the rest that's listening tonight, I hope they can see who they should not trust in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And that's all our politicians. Patches, these guys, they all committing treason to the Federation. From way back then, straight up until now. They don't really have we talk about that Brian clause, but that Brian clause, it comes straight from your heart, Patches. The Brian clause is appealing to a person's moral character. Believe that. You can't tell me some people are going to be discriminated against But the ones that at the helm controlling our affairs, they're selling out the place. They don't have no integrity. And they're not representing the people that put them there. When they put their hand on the Bible and swear that oath, they have all broken their oaths. And they are pledging allegiance to a foreign entity. So let's get past that. The thing of the day right now is the battle of our lands. We're talking about our South Nevis lands, but patches is going to affect both islands from here on going forward. The green light was turned on. My thing is right now, patches, you know how I like to talk about protesting? And I'm going to throw in the other form of, showing displeasure with the performance of the government of the day. Boycott. I've said it on here many a times, patches. There is no opposition across the Narrows. That's why these two persons, the Prime Minister and the Premier, can do what they're doing right now. My thing is, the people on the top of the airport in Nevis, they can show the Premier what they believe in and what your thesis and observations are tonight. If we so care about our lands, we have to find a way to protest against this stuff. That's tough when you talk about eminent domain. That's what I've been saying, encouraging the people at the top of the airport in Nevis to stand firm and stand their ground collectively. Don't take one penny from the Premier. Show him that we can back him up. They should boycott that eminent domain at the top of the airport they're talking about. They should boycott it. And don't take one of that dirty, corrupted money from him. Nevis don't really need that airport runway extended. Realistically speaking, it can't pay for itself. They already did the studies. I heard that on the other shows over the weekend. They're going to just plunge Nevis into that $1 billion debt in no time. The debt for Nevis is approaching $1 billion already. Patches, we got to stand up, man. And I'm going to call up Timothy Harris tonight. If he said that he's such a Nevis man, and his father is from Cottonwood, Nevis, Timothy Harris, if you're listening to me tonight, I'm calling you out. You're considered to be one of the most relevant politicians in the Federation right now. And if you so care, you and all the best politicians down in Sinkers, if you also care about Nevis right now, you would come over to Nevis right now and mobilize the people and go in the street and protest against that Premier we got control in Nevis right now. I hope somebody can relay this message to Timothy Harris. I'm calling him out tonight big time. Timothy Harris, if you're listening to me, Burl Jones, I'm from Cottonwood, Nevis. I'm calling you out tonight to go and mobilize the people somehow and get over on that Nevis soil and really stand up to that Premier and show him you're a real Nevis man if you so-called say your father is from Cottonwood, Nevis. But I'll leave it there and I'll come back in later. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for your passionate contribution, your intervention. And you mentioned the airport land that can be subject to eminent domain, but I understand that they actually negotiated with the owners. But I want to make the point, though, that to use the power of the state to acquire land for an airport expansion, for a school, a public project, or some project for the public benefit, I believe it's entirely different to using the power of the state to acquire land, take land from their owners, the private owners, and to give that land or sell that land to another private owner or private developer. That is the difficulty I will have with that if I'm explaining myself properly. Because you cannot use the power of the state as Douglas did. Douglas did that in Christopher Harbour. used the power of the state, went to the parliament, passed a resolution to acquire 800 and I think it was 54 acres of land. I stand to be corrected. And then arranged to sell that land to Buddy Darby, his friend, for $17 million. 854 acres of land sold to Buddy Darby for $17 million. Buddy Darby promised that their development would pump $17 billion into the economy over a 20-year period. It hasn't even pumped $100 million in the economy. A matter of fact, they have extracted over $100 million from the economy. They owe the National Bank and the government combined over $130 million that Drew has not told us about. All he told us that he cannot be mad with Darby. Imagine Drew saying this, my straight dog family. Drew said this to the nation. Could you imagine this?
And I will never be upset with Darby. If you're a businessman and you could get a good deal, take it. This, of course, was skewing towards Darby, and I'm not upset with Darby. Because he's a businessman. Business people would always discuss stuff in their best interest.
What about in the best public interest, Terrence Drew? Businessman does things in his best interest. But what about you as Prime Minister doing things in the best public interest, the best interest of the public, who you are elected to serve? That is the issue. If you don't understand the things, everything behind it, Terrence Drew. So that is the problem when it comes to eminent domain. Thanks very much for enlightening us through your program, Straight Talk. Read this email. You have opened our eyes to the truth. But having the tools, the citizens are expecting you to be at the forefront. My question is, why you? Where are those people who want to lead? Why aren't they gathering their troops? Overseas voters are just talking the talk. Let them walk the walk. Social Security is a mess. Continue to stay safe. Reads this email. This other email reads, Mr. Welcome, your political promises of giving $3,000 to the citizens after you win your seat, in inverted commas, is the biggest political joke I'm hearing. You really think that we are that stupid and naive to accept your political dream as a reality? Have some respect for us, man, and think before you open your mouth. Reads this email. It's 4 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour. And if you have just joined me, my Straight Dog family, about Thesis for tonight, we are discussing time to fight for our land, our legacy, our future. And that's what we're discussing tonight. And I like the quotation from the good lady from across the Narrows. The fight for our land is at the core of our existence, as it has been for centuries. Once it is gone, we are gone too. This quotation reads. But my Straight Talk family, the core issue though, in relation to our lands, although there are issues as it relates to the Whitegate development and what Douglas and his cronies are doing down there at the Whitegate development. That, though, is government-owned land. But the fact that our people don't have access to those lands is another issue. Because, my Straight Talk family, just last week, we raised the issue or brought you abreast with the plans of the current administration. But they have decided to give us less. We don't deserve any land because land is no longer accessible. Land is not accessible, yes, because Douglas swapped the land for debt. Remember, it went poof. And this is what a young minister told us, my straight talk family, just a few weeks ago.
And we have to build smaller. 20-something years ago, 30-something years ago, CHA, NHC, they gave out land at probably 2,000, 3,000 square feet. And then we moved up to half acre and an acre because everybody wanted, you have a family, you want to live in comfort with space. Now we're recognizing that you have to, reduce the size of the lots. NHC standard 4,000 to 5,000 square feet, and people can build sizable homes on them. So that's part of the vision.
And imagine, Nevis has no land. Nevis has no land, and the premier has connived with his billionaire friend, and yet another billionaire friend. You remember since last year, the wife of the primer been approaching people to buy this land. We were unaware that this company was already registered in Nevis. So is this insider influence, my straight dog family? It's a question we ask. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Hey, good evening. How are you?
Good night, my dear. I am peaceful. Yourself?
I'm giving God thanks for another night.
Sounds like the dimple lady. How are you?
Whatever you want to say.
Don't be afraid of them. Stand up.
Oh, no.
Right.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I wouldn't let them win. Oh, no.
Not at all.
I'm good.
Happy to hear that.
I'm good. Yep. What I call to speak about right now. You see, when we let things down the drain, we go. Remember, everybody called and Timothy Harris to go and take the lead. But they forget when Timothy Harris went over Nevis over there, when Mark Grant is him and tell him, he no had to call over Nevis. Supposed to call him and let him know that he's out there. Nobody did stand up and say he wrong and what's not. But everybody knows is calling him to go and take the lead. So when you see what old people say, when you play with puppy, they lick your mouth. This is what happened to us. We're supposed to stand up for everything that we see goes wrong in this country here. Do not let it pass, because when it passes, it's coming back to bite us. And that is what happened. They're calling on top of him right now to go take the lead. But when he went over Nevis over there, so go try some case with the hotel down there and what's that, because then they want the snake to go in there and what's not. When he gets out of here and come and talk about how is not a car to come over there. Because him know that he coming with his power of this. But now, he name up top now to come take the lead, to come go over there go march. Or come go march and what's not. No! We got to stop things when we see it holy. Do not let it pass. And I realize that in this country, I want to know where we're going. It come to me, look up, we're going down deeper and deeper. It got a different place from hell. Because you see, look, we've done reach in hell, and we're supposed to go further. I will let you know if we got a different place. Because you see right now, 20 years in this country, not a thing to show for 20 years. And all of a sudden now, they, at the top they are, that name and all, could go and go put on things what they end deserve. I never hear them in a teach yet. I never hear there was a teacher yet. and to would never live in that constituency and gone out to go put name on top. I hope them they wake up. Let them come out of their shell. If there is too much labor, sure they want to fight and fight for all your right outside there. Cause not a thing to show for 20 years, but all of a sudden now, they on top the mountain. No, it's not nice. Where are we going in sync? All of them in the House of National Assembly need locking up because they see bad things and they wouldn't talk out against it and say, well, all of them must say, yes. Yes, all of them need to come go to jail. But you have a pleasant night.
Have a pleasant night as well, my dear, and thank you for the contribution. Thank you for the intervention. We go back to the lines and say good night to this caller. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Good night, Brother Patches.
Good night.
I am Winston. Welcome.
How are you, Mr. Welcome?
I am humble, but I am irate. Very irate for what is going on in our federation. First, Patches, I take treason very seriously. And back in the days, the penalty for a treasonous person is the punishment of death, hanging. I am not for hanging, really, but the ill that has been committed and about to be fulfilled against us, I will introduce hanging for anyone who creates treason against our country and a treason against me, because you are selling our land when you should protect it in the trust of us. I didn't vote, but it is my land. You're selling me. You're selling me and my land. Where are we going to go? I am calling on the people of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis to rise up and resist this situation that we now find ourselves in. It's not your fault. It is the people who we put to represent us, respect us, and show and restore dignity. But they give us nothing but pepper and death. We will not stand for this. Should I be elected and selected for the leadership of our federation, I have no fear in sentencing the treasonous entities to death. And I mean it. They deserve death. This is not a threat. This is a betrayal, and your consequences will hang. I will hang you. I will order for you to be hanged. All of you. So, it's either the people who accept me, or they said, go back to the United States. And I'm calling upon Donald Trump, if he is listening, if the representatives are listening, help us. Help us, because you know this is not right. Trump, you have goodness in you. You have goodness in you. America, you have goodness in you too. Help us. We need help as much as we can. Donald Trump, if you are hearing me, don't let our country be sold out, because it will be a threat to you. It will be a threat to America, because these people, I don't know who they are, that will create threat to America. And I will protect America by all means and all shape. Help us protect each other. Thank you for that.
Can I ask you a question, caller?
Yes, sir.
You made a comment just now about you directing a person be hanged. So
yes.
If you are fortunate, you said you're running for elections, right?
Yes.
And if you're fortunate to become leader, wouldn't there be separation of powers under your leadership? As you made me cringe with that comment just now about hanging people and what you will instruct.
Special. This crime, this selling out is treasonous.
Yeah, but as a sorry to cut you, but as a politician, as a leader, that is a judicial matter, that's not a political matter.
Well, my personal opinion, I could have my personal opinion while the judicial body do the penalty, do the sentence. But guess what? For anyone, someone have to stand up and make a stand.
Wow, you gotta be careful with your leadership, man. Huh?
Well, hey.
Anyhow,
if you do the crime, such as treasonous, I believe you should be hanged. And if I do it, hang me too.
Okay.
Hang me.
Okay,
if I come against the country. So I'm not going to hang people. And I'm not calling hanging people. But for this, what they are doing, I'm going deep. And the people who are listening, either you vote for me or you vote not for me. Because you fear of hanging, I have no fear.
Okay, my brother. Thanks a lot for your
that's the wrong one.
Contribution. Wow, that's scary, don't you find? Going back to those days. We think we have long passed, but that's an opinion of that individual, and no doubt that individual is entitled to his opinion. But this email reads, Austin, Edinburgh. Yesterday on your program, on your Issues Radio program on freedom, you made reference to a statement allegedly made by Mr. Bradshaw, stating that he will give Nevis bones in their rice and pepper in their soup, and he will turn Anguilla into a desert. My Nevis' master told us that Mr. Bradshaw made that statement after on a Sunday night at Warner Park, following his successful victory at the polls in the 1966 general election. Both Nevis and Anguilla rejected his Labour candidacy. And he was furious. It was that point he made the unfortunate statement. After uttering the statement about Nevis, the jubilant supporters shouted, "And what about Anguilla?" He then responded, "For those Baba Johnnies, I will turn them into a desert." When Anguilla rose up against the Bradshaw regime in 1967, and the Minister for Overseas Development visited the island to investigate their concern, that statement was their prime complaint. And he was satisfied that Anguilla was virtually desert, and prompted him to declare to the Anguillans and the world at large that the British government will not force Anguillans to live under the administration that they do not want. That historical statement is what cooled down the Anguillans, which eventually led to their separation and independence. Now, Mr. Nabarro said there is no tangible evidence to support the claim that Bradshaw made the statement. I am sure you do not miss the Friday afternoon Issues program on Freedom Radio, where that talk was the subject of discussion earlier this year on the said program, when two of the hosts were in denial and made the said claim that there is no substantial evidence to prove he made the statement. But Sam Condor, a big Labour man, stopped them in their statement in Warner Park in his presence. I did not hear him, but a strong Labour comrade, I think I messed up that, and said Bradshaw made the statement. I did not hear him, but a strong Labour comrade who I have confidence in told me Bradshaw made the statement in Warner Park in his presence. You see, Mr. Condor is one Labour politician I know who isn't afraid to speak the truth. So Austin, Edinburgh, the tape is there. So go and ask Sam about it. Sam is one Labour politician that I always admire. No one can accuse him of corrupt practices, just like his predecessor, Joseph France. Thank you, Sam, for enlightening us And may God bless you. Let's go back to the lines. I'll address that when I come back from this call. Caller, you live. Hello, caller.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Liburd.
Good evening, my dear.
How are you?
I am peaceful.
Tomorrow, God's willing, I'm going to give you a shout because I want to speak to you. But God's willing, I'll give you a call. How are you this night?
I am peaceful. Is this...
You good?
Is this Kalikwan's aunt?
Yes, baby.
Okay. I just recognize.
Everybody's okay?
Yes, everybody's fine. Yourself?
Yes. Yes. But I was listening to a gentleman there from this and he was trying to say him out. But when we say him out, we keep him too quiet in this country. And if we do not raise with this government here, they go thanks to them. And they're going to do what they like. Just do that. And everybody just keep voice to say nothing. We have to do it because Douglas was in here for 20 years India for 20 years later. There's not for nobody. We're part of live. They're gonna put it there. They're gonna they change the phone number and school going soon be open. Where this evening that they bring out good meal lunch for these children and give them vitamin if the parents don't have the money to buy vitamin. Give them all the school them vitamin for the children. Because they will buy the money and have no money to buy the vitamin because we're in a crisis. Mr. Liburd, we are in a crisis tonight. Things is not go good. Things not go good. Things not go. Things not happen. This government here need to go. They need to go. We cannot keep them in another 5 years, you know? One term for them. One term. It's a one-term government. All of them inside, they bunch of them two on them back eye. It's papi should be. They don't know when they're time they're picking one another. And the next thing again, Mr. Liburd, that commissioner there, he don't want to do nothing but me brother. But he not going on some. He ain't going on some. Don't let him see that the family of the Bogan and the Woodley family keeping quiet. News for him and the police there. When he said that blood, come and I walk and don't kill me for a child. He not going on some Mr. Liburd. And the next policeman again up the alley up there some bone and the other. The commissioner is threatening too. He's not going to walk there. The state is big for him. They need to remove him. He don't know what he's doing. I don't know what's going to come out in this place here. I do not know. Because the crisis I was thinking I got to work with the people there. They got the place messed up. Messed up. They got the place messed up. The price control. This is can't do not with the price control. And can't put it in hard fire. Healthcare in this country for man, woman, child. What happened to healthcare? What happened to the parents them who don't have it, who can't afford it, who don't have the proper dollar to give the children the proper meal, school, no pen? What about those young men going in the factory, all your money to leaving the children them? What about public work? The teachers them, the nurses them, the doctors them? What about them? They want to come up.
Okay. I've heard you, my dear. I heard you loud.
33%. 33% they give. And still stop. The 250 judge where they give the people them.
Okay.
Mr. Liburd.
Thanks a lot.
They need to go, you know. They need to go.
Yes, thanks a lot.
I hope it. Hang on and pull the people again. Put about them.
Okay. Thanks a lot, my dear. Thanks a lot for your intervention. We go back to the lines and thank this caller for holding. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Good night, Patches.
Good night, sir.
I would like you to do some research for me.
Mm-hmm.
Bratcher took a land from Ashton Amory at Boardwalk for Curtis Mattis. All right, so go ahead and do some research on that for me. And the one in Nevis, this is some time ago. I'm not sure about that. You could do some research also. That Bratcher took land from Craggs in Nevis to build the airport. Right, so do some research on that and find out if that is true for me. Right, thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good night as well for the homework. And I read an email just moments ago and about the comments apparently made or allegedly made by Bradshaw. But Ewell Swanson, the late Ewell Swanson from Nevis, did address that matter, and this is what Swanson had to say on the alleged Bradshaw comments. This is what he said.
The Labour Party came to Nevis and held a political at Grove Park, and Eugene Walry spoke on that platform, and his words to the people of Nevis was, "You know who I am here with? I am here with Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw. This is the man who promised you bone in your rice and pepper in your soup. But instead of getting bone in your rice and pepper in your soup, you get chicken pilau in your rice, and the pepper was like okra."
And that was that version, according to Ewell Swanson, the late Ewell Swanson. My Straight Talk family, our lines are open. You may have just joined me belatedly. We welcome you. And for those who may have just joined me, we are actually discussing our thesis for tonight, which I have titled "Time to Fight for Our Land, Our Legacy, and our future." And this email reads, "Good night, Patches. I hope you are doing well. Please keep up the good fight on our behalf. How in the name of the good Lord could a government allow one man, a foreign man at that, to acquire some 20% of the land mass of a small island like Nevis? What is the creation of this principality on Nevis going to do for us as a country? Or are we just pleased that we will join Andorra, Monaco, and Liechtenstein on a very short list of countries out of which a privileged principality is created for sole purpose of being the playground for the elite and wealthy? Shame on Drew and Brantley, but this is the kind of nonsense that happens when a government and an opposition conspire to rob ordinary people. Shame, shame, shame. Reads this email. Let's go back to the lines. I thank this caller for holding caller your line. Hello, caller.
Okay.
Yes, my lord.
Okay. Who are you?
I am peaceful. It sounds like the major. Is it?
Yes. Yes.
How is the major tonight?
I'm just here. I'm just here relaxing. But when I did listen to you, what a thought came to my mind. I don't know how you think about it. A thought just came to my mind. And hear what I'm saying. Sometimes it's good to talk to yourself. Sometimes it's good to talk to yourself. But this way, you will know what you will see. You know what you know. You will see the best advice. Talk to yourself sometimes. I think you talk to yourself whether the pros and the cons are. What I'm happening, I'm not saying that you should not be done. But sometimes you will see yourself. Once you think, you speak, you have to think more. You don't think so?
Well, there's some schools of thought that talking to yourself is a beneficial, is a normal, often beneficial behavior.
Yeah, you give yourself advice. You give yourself advice.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you can improve your own performance. It's told.
Yeah. You know, give my the pros and the cons and that. I am not saying that what happened that it shouldn't be, but sometimes we give us second chances. Because once again, one that is you find that you get your advice you receive. Think better, there's better advice, your advice. I hear my advice about that. Should I do this? Should I do that? Well, let me study. Let me study. Let me know the cons and the advantages. And I just thought that I should think what you think about that. That's not just a thought. What you think about that.
Well, there are different schools of thought because some people, if you talk to yourself, they think you're crazy. What about that? you heard that, right? Yeah. But it is what one can call internal dialogue, right? You have with yourself, you know. Yes, you know. It can help to regulate your emotions, you know. Yeah. But very interesting. Yes. Okay, Major. Thanks a lot, Major. That's the Major. Always come with these abstract things, I call them. And it's 9:33. I go back to the lines and thank this caller for holding. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller. Are you there, caller?
Are you hearing me?
Yes, you're live, sir.
I hope the whole world is listening to me. There is a saying, prevention is better than cure, right? And before a dangerous situation happens, you have to give and show deterrence. Okay? If I say what I said a while ago, I am putting a deterrence. But if you dare to breach that deterrence, knowing that the people, my people, our people said no, that means you should suffer the consequences because you a dividend or a stimulus. I know come and offering it because they didn't get anything. You're going to tell me I sound like a joke? Well, brother, and to whom it may concern. I Googled the federal wealth. And the federal wealth said on Google, there is $1 billion in the treasury. Is it factual? Are you doubting Google? My numbers, based on what I'm offering to the people that deserve it. And there are more. The PAP program, to all those who are qualified, going at the population of the the federation is 50,000. Leave a margin of error. That will be $235,000 between the PAP for 12 months at 3,000 for 1,000 and 3,000 as a one-time payout. Tell me if the people does not deserve it. What the past government give to the people from the beginning of the CBI? Nothing. What has been what could be shown from since the CBI beginning in terms of our infrastructure, our health care? A couple of dollars for roads, a couple of dollars for projects that done by the team Unity. What the Labour administration have right now?
Okay.
Could say they do for the federation.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay, my brother. Thank you very much for your intervention. We go back to the lines and thank this caller for holding. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller.
Greetings, Mr. Patches. How are you?
I am peaceful, my brother. Yourself?
I'm very good. Continue topic, which is very interesting. Any a topic like this, it should always be repeated because, as the lady who put her quotation, very touching to the topic. You know, and if we say we really admire Marcus Garvey and what he stands for in this day and age, we would all be mindful how we set ourselves to develop our country to benefit our people. Because I cannot see where we should be building smaller houses, one man getting so much acres of land. That couldn't be no way of liberation for your people. Whenever conflict arises between material and spiritual values, the conscience plays an important role. And anyone who suffers from the guilty conscience is never free from this problem until he makes peace with his conscience. Mr. Patches, we have educated people in our country. Many of them have university degree. But it seems as though, Mr. Patches, some of those with those university degrees look down on the people. They don't really look at development to involve the people. Mr. Patches, you play a clip tonight with the Prime Minister echoing about the deal. And if a businessman get a good deal,
take it.
You should take it. It would be very educational if the Prime Minister published that deal on television, that we the people see what type of deal it is. Because I'm asking myself the question, if it's a deal that was under the Labour administration, because I haven't heard no more deal went on since. And that deal, we ain't see no benefit rendered to the country from that deal. To say whether it benefits the people, it benefits the investor. So that needs some clarification.
What?
In my view.
Yes.
And another thing too, Mr. Patches. Many of us just dumb the 70 years of development that our country had. But it was no query about no foreign investment. And that's been said that the country didn't going forward, because remember there was a pandemic and buffers was put in place. Remember all the islands was asked to put buffers. I think there was one who put buffers in place to retain their strength, financial strength, and they have it. So I don't see any. We fear local people to put their interest in. I always see the community in Port Zante. The mall should have been on the spotlight. Billion on there should have been for vendors. I'll put some stars, when people put that. When the tourists come on board, the culture of your people there in front of their eyes. Not the same St. Martin style down at Port Zante. Look at the sugar factory. You could never tell that we had a sugar factory in this country. She could have turned into a museum, that could benefit. But we just act as though we ain't got nothing. We have our resources. It's just that many of us who put in charge of our resources don't want to work. We think it's just to and make the clothes look good on us. That is it. But we ain't want to put on the mind to ideas of development. We ain't want to help producers in this country, agriculture producers, market the produce in terms of having a renewed CMACO. You could have statutory body. When government control these things privately, and be like a big say, they ain't supposed to spend the money. Everything is supposed to be free. So when certain things happen, then Dying say he help you people of employment financially. You people, instead of being one post this amount of land. Oh, come on. Another thing you call us say there's an opposition. Is the opposition? I'm surprised that caller who calling out that person ain't calling out the Premier of Nevis for what he is rendering on his people. He's the man because he's the opposition leader.
Yes.
And if he is striving to amend Allah, is displeasing to his people. Striving to amend it for.
It's second the law. It's second the motion.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
And he is the opposition leader. I mean, he ain't seen no problem at all upon his people. You know, I always say, you know, I'm going up the region. I always say, I don't see where the CCM next federal election, if there is educational process really go on in Navy. Because they was in federal government. And I cannot where person didn't put that leadership vote after he get himself persons. Remember the strength mark with 2 more seats, you know?
Yep.
And what he did. He ain't do nothing to things to cabinet to help his Nevis country, even though he was getting the assistance from the federal government. But look at it today. The same problems the country has is the same thing. When he was in federal government, he ain't put nothing in cabinet. But no, this amendment couldn't be pleasing for the people after he get himself thrown away. Mr. Patches, you continue to be strong and stay healthy.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my dear brother. I was just welcome your contribution. And yes, this is exactly what Drew said. And let's just try and interpret what he means here.
And I will never be upset with Darby. If you're a businessman and you could get a good deal, take it. This, of course, was skewing towards Darby, and I'm not upset with Darby. Because he's a businessman. Business people would always discuss stuff in their best interest.
What about the public interest, my Straight Dog family? It's 16 before the 10 o'clock hour. And Straight Talk is heard every Monday and Thursday from 8 to 10 in the PM. So we have 60 minutes counting down. We normally give you some extra time. Not certain if any is available tonight. Caller, I want to thank you for holding you alive. Hello, caller. Are you there, caller?
I did.
Yes, sir. Who is this, the Bible man?
Yes, sir. I see you asleep, man.
This the Bible man. What's on your mind? What's on your mind, sir?
Package. I like to listen to people, the people that want to hear me, sir. That's the reason why I don't start a good thing or can't leave down the people them in the lodge. So I am going to read the part of scriptures them and disappear.
Thank you.
Now, wow. Blessed is the man that considereth the poor. In the time of trouble, the Lord shall deliver him.
Yes.
Now, Psalms 107. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord for his good.
His mercies endureth forever.
For his mercy endureth forever. Yes. Let the redeemed of the Lord say so. Who had deceived, who had delivered from the hands of the enemy. Yep. That is, a 5-category hurricane was in our district. The Lord deliver us from that. I understand that a storm is in our region, and I understand that some rain is coming to us. That is what happened presently now. The remnant are praying to talking to God. And people today don't want to hear what the God word. They rather to hear like a Nancy story. But I'm going to tell somebody tonight. In Galatians chapter 6, verse 7, whatsoever to reap, no care where you run, it's going to come back to haunt you. And the last thing I'm going to say, second to last, that is, you know the reason why that God not changing up. God not changed in the Old Testament when one sin they get cut off. But now Jesus Christ went on the cross of Calvary, died for Adam falling race. Now God is making intercession for us as Gentiles. So that is the reason why the grace of God, all men, that when anything wrong, you ain't get cut off the same thing, but you can pay for it. And I'm saying tonight, who hear my voice, mine are begging all you pray and talk to God. Because let me tell you something, you know. When the Bible says it's an appointed unto man.
To die, once to die.
It's appointed unto man once. After that is the judgment. And when judgment morning come, you not got no witnesses. Because you've been hearing this thing time and repeated time. People repent.
Okay.
Repent.
Thank you, Bible man.
Okay, good night.
Good night, my dear brother. Thanks a lot for what I always call your spiritual interventions. And yes, you are so correct. The Bible says that each of us must appear before the judgment seat of Christ. And as the Bible man just said, you can't call no witnesses. None. You alone and God. And it says, the Bible continues, and you may be recompensed for the things that you have done. And my Straight Dog family, when we reflect on what happened, and as we reflect on the situation that has unfolded in our country, when they hustled to the parliament and had 2 readings and put this into law, my Straight Dog family.
The question is that the bill shortly entitled Special Sustainability Zones Authorization Bill 2025 be read a 3rd time and passed into law. Those in favor? Aye. Those against? The ayes have it.
A bill to authorize and empower the Prime Minister with approval of Cabinet and, if necessary, the Nevis Island Administration to enter into development agreements for the establishment of special sustainability zones on real property within St. Christopher and Nevis and to provide for related or incidental matters, otherwise known as the Special Sustainability Zones Authorization Bill 2025. 2025.
The bill shortly entitled Special Sustainability Zones Authorization Bill 2025 has been read a third time and passed into law.
Yes, 2 readings and passed into law. And my Stray Dog family, believe it or not, the leader of the opposition and Premier of Nevis seconded the motion to get the bill when that bill was tabled, beg your pardon. And tonight we have been discussing, as we wind down tonight's programming, our caption, our title, our thesis: time to fight for our land, our legacy, and our future. And I came to tell you, make no mistake, this is not sustainable development. This, say it like it is, political treason disguised as progress. So we cannot and must not stand by while our government surrenders 6 square miles of land, 6 square miles of our sacred soil to a foreign billionaire, while our own people are told to wait their turn. We cannot sit silent while private land is threatened under the misuse of eminent domain, a weapon never meant to serve private profit. We must say, my people, enough is enough. It is time to rise up. Not tomorrow, not next week, but rise up now. This is the moment to fight for what is ours, for our land, for our legacy, and our future. We are not squatters in our country. We are not spectators in our own democracy. We must not be second-class citizens to foreign investors. We are the sons and daughters of this soil, and we will not be dispossessed by a corrupt premier. So let the word go out to every community, every village, every petition and division at home and in the diaspora. The time for passive acceptance is over. This time, or the time for organized, united, unapologetic resistance is now. Let me say, in concluding tonight's program, my Stray Dog family, and let me be clear, pellucid, I did not come before you tonight as a politician seeking favors, nor as a voice of fear, but as a defender of truth, land, and legacy. Because what is unfolding before our very eyes is nothing short of modern-day colonialism, dressed up in billion-dollar suits, luxury developments, and sweet-sounding promises. They want us to believe this is progress. They call it foreign direct investment. But let us be clear. It is a land grab. And it is a betrayal. Imagine 20% and more of Nevis, 6 square miles. And that works out to approximately 3,848 acres of private land. Is being carved out from Long Point to Zion on the south coast of Nevis there for one man. This man, Olivier M. Janssens, a billionaire. The primer went on his yacht some time ago. We will hear more about that. But the plotting, the plotting for this eventuality started, believe it or not, my Straight Dog family, since 2024. The first step was to register his company. Look at it there, my Straight Dog family. Register his company, South Nevis Limited. Yes, the same billionaire registered his company. I wonder which law firm did it. I didn't have time to check that. I will have no doubt if I find out that it is the law firm of the premier that did. I would have no doubt. I must say it happened. This message reads, patches the maids, gardeners, and street sweepers to be employed at the world's newest principality. The kingdom of Brantleyville will be able to enjoy the new minimum wage increase given by the Jew administration. But look at that, my Straight Dog family. The plotting started, my Straight Dog family, last year. And I'm reminded that the last time CCM lost was over a land issue. When Gishad lost because of a land issue. We don't know if history will repeat itself. But look at the share. Look at the company registered, my Straight Dog family. South Nevis Limited. It was planned. Look at the name of the shareholder, the one shareholder. The billionaire, Olivier M.M. Johnson. From Monaco. That's where Mark travels every year. And goes on the yacht, the billionaire's yacht. I'll show you some of that, my Straight Dog family. But he registered his company. First of all, last year. It's there to see, my Straight Dog family. It was all planned. The plotting of this betrayal started in 2024. The billionaire, we are told, is worth over 100 billion and more. But the Grenadian wife of the primer wants to buy your land. She was buying land from you, offering to buy your land at $100,000 per acre. And we see what happened at Christopher Harbour and what your land can command. But she came, the wife of the primer, approached people to buy their land at scratch grain money. Selling our birthright, selling your birthright for pennies on the dollar. But this is not an economic development deal. This is the creation of a private state within our nation. A principality. A Monaco in Nevis. But instead of empowering the people of Nevis, it will reduce us to gardeners, maids and servants. And we must ask in closing, why is 20% of Nevis being handed to one man? Why? Is land in the hands of the people being stripped for the profit of the powerful? Why is the wife of the primer, herself a foreigner to Nevis from Grenada? And I mean not to be insular. I'm just stating the facts. The wife of the primer, herself a foreigner to Nevis. Why is she at the center of these transactions? Is this governance or influence peddling? Why are Nevisions being frightened by threats of eminent domain land acquisition? This is 2025, and you must not stand by while your island is sold out from beneath your feet. Douglas said there was no land, private land, the Southeast Peninsula. But he acquired 854 acres and gave it to his buddy, Darby, for a mere $17 million. No, Mark wants to do worse. 3,840 acres for less than the value of 1 acre in Christopher Harbour. What kind of arithmetic is that, Mark? Didn't you check your 6 farmers in Nevis this time? Even the 6 farmers in Nevis don't understand your mathematics. This is not leadership. This is betrayal. We must say to Mark and those behind the scheme, we are not for the sale. Our land is not a gift for billionaires. We will not be tenants in our own home. If you must sell, then sell at value. Let the billionaire pay the real price. Let them pay what the land is worth, not what your backroom deals say it's worth. Better yet, don't sell at all. Invest in the people. Build up agriculture, our tourism, our entrepreneurs, if you're talking about sustainability. Because a foreign principality won't feed our children. A billionaire's estate won't pay our bills. And your private deals only make you rich while the people stay poor. This is a call to action. Resist the creation of special zones. Reject the colonization of Nevis Island. Reclaim our right to decide the future of our island, my straight dog family. The time has come for us to stand firm. Stand firm. Our land is more than soil and stone. It is the foundation of our identity, the keeper of our history, and the inheritance of future generations. What we allow today will shape the Nevis of tomorrow. We cannot afford to trade away our legacy for temporary promises or be silent while others redraw the map of our island for private gain. It is time to fight, not with fear, but with courage, conviction, and unity. This is our land, our legacy, and our future, and we must defend it together. It's time to fight for our land, our legacy, and our future. That's my story tonight, my straight dog family, and I am not going to change it. I want to thank Almighty God for guiding our conversation tonight, as always. I want to thank you, the many viewers, the many listeners, those of you who sent emails, those of you who called. Just remember, you are the ones who make straight talk. And for that reason, I say a big, big thank you. I'll leave you with the quotation advanced tonight by my first caller. From across the waters, from across the narrows. And I quote, the fight for our land is at the core of our existence, as it has been for centuries. Once it's gone, we are gone too. Well, I'm gone, my Street Talk family. Well, my time is done. I'll connect with you on Monday for another edition of Straight Talk. Until then, be good to yourselves and to all whom you meet. Remember that whatever your mind conceives, that you will achieve, but believe. So when you wake in the morning, thank God for the morning light. Thank Him for taking you through the night. And my Straight Talk family, keep moving on. Bye-bye. Until we connect on Monday, have yourselves a wonderful weekend.
In the morning, I thank God for the morning light.